Good wishes, dear students. In today's class, we will learn another new and a very interesting concept in a solid state, that is close packed structures. Now, packing stands for arrangement of atoms or ions or molecules in a unit cell, which is a small repeating unit of a crystal lattice. Now, packing can be explained in a three different dimensions. So this will be the revision of what you have learnt already. So close packing in a one dimension or in a linear arrangement. Here coordination number is equals to 2. So you understand, already you have learnt it earlier classes. What's the meaning of coordination number? If this is the marked, this particular sphere is my interest. So how many neighbors does it have? One on the left, one on the right. So together there are two neighbors for this particular sphere. So the number of neighbors are called as a coordination number. So for a linear or a in one dimension arrangement, coordination number is equals to 2. Moving on to the second one. This is also what you have learnt it in the previous class. Close packing in a two dimension. Two dimension has got a further two category. One is AA category, the other one AB category. Now AA category, when we say looking at the structure only, you will be able to recollect definitely what you have learnt it in the previous class. AA, when we say each row is arranged exactly below the previous row. So meaning whether you draw the vertical line or a horizontal line, they are aligned perfectly. So this is called as a AA category, meaning every row is similar to the other. The next point here is coordination number is equals to 4. What's the meaning of coordination number? Number of neighbors. So if this sphere is my interest, how many neighbors does it have? 1, 2, 3, 4. So the coordination number is equals to 4. Joining the center of the neighbors, we get the new type of packing that's called as a square close packing. You have learnt it in the previous class only about the AA category involves the coordination number is equals to 4. The square close packing is the first time you are learning this concept. It's nothing. Joining the number of neighbors, center of the neighbors, each neighbor in a AA category, we get a new type of packing, that is a square close packing in a two dimension. Looking on to AB category. What's the meaning of AB category? The second row is arranged into the depression of the first row, meaning between the two one atom is placed. In between these two another atom is placed. So similarly the pattern is being repeated. Point number 2, always the first and the second row will be similar. First and the third row will be similar. Second and the fourth row will be similar, and this pattern will be repeated, meaning alternative lines will have a similar arrangement. Now here again, coordination number, when we say what we have written it to be 6. How do we get the 6? Number of neighbors are 6. If the marked a sphere is my point of interest, how many neighbors does it have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So joining the center of the neighbors, we get a new type of packing called hexagonal close packing. Look at this structure, it gives us the structure of a hexagonal. So AA type, joining the points gives us, joining the neighboring points gives us square close packing. AB type, joining the number of neighbors, we get the new type of packing, that is hexagonal close packing. Moving on to so one dimension, we have seen quickly what does it talk about? Two dimension and its category. Now we are moving on to the close packing in a three dimension. Here again it has got a two category, that is AA category and AB category. So let's first see for a AA category. AA category means what? Every row is similar to the other row. So three dimension, when we say that different layers of arrangement it has got. So I've just given you a kind of rough diagram depicting the 3D dimension of a simple cubic arrangement. So AA category gives rise to simple cubic arrangement. What's the coordination number to be here? coordination number is 6. You have seen it in the previous class. Once again I have written 6 we get from 4 plus 2. What does this 4 plus 2 stands for? If you look at the structure, definitely you will be able to recollect. So 4 atoms, 4 out of the 6, 4 neighbors are in the same layer. You can see the tick mark that I put for it. So 4 neighbors are in the same layer, and 2 neighbors are from one from the upper layer, one from the lower layer. So thus giving rise to coordination number 6. You understand? Now we are exactly moving on to the concept interested that we are going to learn in today's class. If you see the term I have written, I have shaded some type of thing here, and I have named it as a void. What does void stands for? Void stands for empty space or a emptiness. Now here also we have a empty spaces. If you look at it, this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, in between the rows you can see the empty spaces here. Here also you can see, here the empty spaces are somewhat representing a square structure. Here the empty spaces are somewhat representing a trigonal or a triangular shaped structure. So in terms of 3D dimension or a 3 dimension, the void has gotten a very important concept in finalizing the structure of the solid. So here again I am summing up. In a 3-dimension close packing, there are 2 categories, AA category and AB category. AA category gives rise to simple cubic arrangement. How does AA category is made up of? Each row is similar to the other. So when we say 3 dimension, the layers are being repeated one above the other in all 3 directions. So point number is over. Now I'm talking about the void here. I have not marked the voids in the upper and the lower side. Only in the front side I have marked the void for you all. The void exists when we go for arrangement in a 3 dimension. Here also void is existing, but the point of interest is in a 3 dimension, because solid structures we learn in terms of 3 dimensions shapes only. So this empty space is called as a void. So AA category gives rise to a simple cubic arrangement, and AB category gives, let's see the type of it gives rise to. So only remember the term void. What's the meaning of void? The empty spaces between the atoms or ions or the sphere. Moving on to AB category. In a AB category, now what does AB category talks about? The first and the third row are similar, second and the fourth row are similar, it goes on to. So each row is placed in between the depression of the previous row here. So this type of arrangement gives rise to 2 types of void. What does the term void stands for? The spaces available in between the arrangement of the atoms. So what are the 2 types of void? One is a tetrahedron void. The other one is a octahedral void. It's a very easy, nothing to get tensed or mug up. Only understanding is required. Remember the clues that I have written in the name of keynotes. Here you will be learning about the 3 layers here. First layer will give you the idea of the types of voids created. So I have written it here. First layer creates 2 types of voids. What are those 2 types of voids? Tetrahedron void and octahedral void. What does void stands for? The space in between the atoms or ions or molecules available. The second layer gives you or decides whether the void is a tetrahedron or a octahedral. So first layer creates the voids. The second layer decides whether what type of void is being created. And a third layer confirms as a result of this void whether we have a HCP arrangement of atoms or a CCP arrangement of atoms or structures. What does HCP stands for? Hexagonal close packing. CCP stands for cubic close packing. So I'm not confusing you. In a AB arrangement, there are 2 types of voids, tetrahedron void and octahedral void. To understand this, you need to remember the knowledge of 3 layers. We will see it one by one. So layer 1 creates the voids. Layer 2 decides whether the void is a tetrahedron or a octahedral. Layer 3 confirms whether what type of structure we are getting from this available voids, whether it's a HCP structure or a CCP structure. When I say structure, it's not a structure in the reality, it's a packing. Type of packing is found there. So HCP stands for hexagonal close packing, CCP stands for cubic close packing over. So this is only an introduction for the type of voids. Now let's see in each layer what happens and how does it happen. So first layer, what have we written? Creates the two types of voids here. So formation of a first layer. If you seen here, to save the timing, I have already drawn the layer 1 alone I have drawn. So the circles I have drawn here. If you can see, two types of colorings I have used to shade the spaces available in between. If you look for the red colored spaces, everywhere it represents a kind of trigonal or a triangular shape. The triangle is facing upward. So that's called, in short form you can call it as a T void. What does a T void stands for? Tetragonal void. I have marked it in a symbol of X as it is given in the textbook. Now if you see the shades that I have done in a green color, here the triangle is facing downward. So this type of void is called as an octahedral void. You can ask me a question, Miss, both looks like a triangle only. We will come back to it one by one. So first layer, only it creates two types of voids. Those two types of voids I have used two different coloring for you all to show. So if you see here, everywhere the triangle that is facing upward I have marked with a shaded with a red color. The triangle that is facing downward I have shaded with a green color. So the red color ones gives rise to tetrahedral void. Green color one gives rise to octahedral void. So the green color one we will take it as a Y and a red color one we will take it as a X, only for the sake of understanding. Now one more point I have written. Now this is also what type of arrangement? AB arrangement. How do we say? If this is a A row and this is B row and this is again A row. So the B and D will be same. The next row will be B. Then the next row will be A. So the pattern will be repeated. Now two types of voids are created by two-dimensional AB arrangement of the spheres. This is what I have written it in a short for you all. So we have learnt the knowledge of a first layer. What does the first layer talks about? Creates two types of voids. You have understood how two types of voids are created. So that upward facing triangular is called as a tetrahedral void. I am using the word triangular to make the points clear. In a proper term, we should use it as a tetrahedral void. And the one that is facing downward, we call it as an octahedral void. Let's move on to the formation of the second layer. What the second layer tells us? It decides whether the void is a tetrahedral or a octahedral. Here I have just given you the name. Here we are not deciding the shape of the structure of it here. The second step only decides tetrahedron void or a octahedron void. So I have drawn once again. Now here we are going to see in a 3 dimension. What's the meaning of 3 dimension? Different arrangement of layers we need to show. So the layer 1, purposely I have done it with the black color ink. The circles are in a, spheres are in a black color ink. I have done the drawing. Red color one stands for the T void facing upward. The green color one, the same green color, because to make the points clear I have used the lighter shade here. So facing downward is called as an octahedral void. Facing upward is called as a tetrahedral void. So this is for the layer 1. Now when we say different layers, what does it stands for? This will be the first layer. Then I have a second layer. Then I have a third layer. And the layer by layer it can be arranged here. So I have drawn the first layer. I am going to show you by drawing the second layer how are we deciding whether it's a tetrahedral void or an octahedral void. I'm sorry, let me take some color ink. See, okay. Yeah. The second layer I am going to draw here. So you understand, first layer is drawn. The second layer is drawn in such a way it covers up the tetrahedral void. So please understand, students, the second layer is placed in such a way it covers up the tetrahedral void. We are not concentrating on the green shade, we are concentrating on the red color shade. So everywhere you draw the structure so that the red color space is being covered up. So I'm using the orange color ink for you. So the red, I'm not shading the full part of it, meaning the red color or tetrahedral void is being covered by the second layer. Now here again you've got a red color, draw one more layer. Over. Now here again you've got a tetrahedral void. So draw one more lamina. Continue the arrangement of the second layer. So the second layer is placed over the tetrahedral void of the first layer. Please listen to the statement, I'm there saying it. Second layer, orange color stands for the second layer. Second layer is drawn over the tetrahedral void of the first layer. So meaning it covers up the void, the spaces that is available. So continue the like manner. So if you see here, in between these two you draw one more. Because you are talking about a AB category. In between these two you draw one more. So I'm just not continuing on both the sides, just only few samples I have drawn. So the black color sphere talks for a first layer, orange color stands for the second layer. So I have drawn the second layer. What have we written here? Second layer is placed over the void of the first layer. So wherever you can see the void, we are placing the second layer. So this part is over. Let's move on to the... Now what's the idea I gave you? The second layer decides whether it's a tetrahedral void or the octahedral void. So now we are coming back to tetrahedral void and octahedral void. So you understand from here, the space is second layer, the tetrahedral void, the facing upward triangular shape is covered by the second layer. So now, when we say tetrahedral void, actually what are they made up of? It constitutes the 4 spheres. Now if you see in this direction, I have 3 circles. I'm naming it purposely to make you all understand. First sphere, second sphere, third sphere. If you look at it here, in the same manner it will be repeated. First sphere, second and a third one. First one, second one and third one. So, and one on top of the, exactly on the middle of the, in between the third 3 circles where they are joining, I've got one more sphere on top. So that's the meaning of, it constitutes 4 spheres. 3 spheres in the same layer or the lower layer, 1, 2, 3, you can see the marking here. And 1 sphere in the upper layer, the orange color circle you can look for. If you look at these 3 spheres, there is an orange color upper layer sphere. If you consider these 2, there is a sphere in the upper layer. So tetrahedral void is made up of 4 spheres. Out of the 4, 3 are in the lower layer, 1 is in the upper layer. You have nothing to by heart, you just need to understand. Now, when the centers of these 4 spheres are joined, a tetrahedron is formed. So I have drawn for you here 3 spheres in the lower layer I have drawn and 1 in the upper layer I have drawn. When we join the center of each spheres, what type of shape we get here? Tetrahedron shape is being formed. How does the tetrahedral shape can be depicted here? This is the shape of a tetrahedral. A kind of pyramidal structure is an example of. So you've got 3 spheres are in the same layer and 1 sphere is the above layer. So connecting when the center of these 4 spheres are joined, we get a tetrahedron is formed. So this is the structure of tetrahedron. Now void X is completely covered by the second layer. Do you remember the void X? What does void X stands for? Red color. If you look at it, The red color space everywhere, I didn't complete the drawing. Everywhere the red color space is completely covered by the orange color circle. That stands for the second layer. That much only is the knowledge of tetrahedral void. Moving on to the octahedral void. Now what does it constitute of? It constitutes 6 spheres. 3 spheres in the lower layer, 3 spheres in the upper layer. Let's understand it. When the center of these 6 spheres are joined, an octahedron is formed. So now again I am coming back to the same structures here. If you see here, the green color space is available. Now these orange color circles, this one I am purposely darkening it. You have an orange color circle here. You have an orange color circle. And you also have an orange color circle here. If you look at it, one part of the green alone is being shaded here. There is little more green space available. Green, when I say the space available, not occupied by the second layer. I am not confusing you. Please look up. In the lower layer, you have a red color tetrahedral void, and green color stands for octahedral void. When you place the second layer, they completely cover up the tetrahedral void, which is marked as a red color. Octahedral void is not completely covered up. Now, when you say in this manner, it's in this direction. One part is occupied the one sphere, another part is occupied by the another sphere, and one more part is occupied by the another sphere. There is a gap in between. Still the whole is left empty as it is. And this is called as a octahedral void. So that's what we are going to see here. 6 spheres are making out of it. 3 spheres in the lower layer, 3 spheres in the upper layer. Now how do we say 3 spheres in the lower layer? The dark color, if you look at it here, the black color 1, 2, 3 in the lower layer. Orange color 1 in the upper layer. So 3 in the lower layer, 3 in the upper layer still makes the certain parts of the space empty without filling in. So that's called as a octahedral void. When the centers of these 6 spheres are joined, the octahedron is formed here. Void Y is only partially covered by the second layer, and that's what I have written it for you. First layer exists, the second layer also exists, but only partially they are covering up, meaning still more empty spaces available. The same thing I have drawn it in the form of a sphere. Black color 1 stands for the first layer. Orange color 1 for the second layer. In spite of arrangement of the first layer and the second layer, there is still a certain part of the green space not covered by either by the first layer or by the second layer. So if we consider only the circles, this is called as a lower layer. The orange color one is called as the upper layer. So I'll mark the star for you here. So 3 spheres in the lower layer, 3 spheres in the upper layer gives rise to octahedron formation. Let's see. I have taken the lower layer and the upper layer. If you can see here, the lower layer is 1 sphere facing upward. I have drawn it here. The upper layer, 2 spheres are facing upward. I have drawn it here. Let's join. Let's take the center of each of these spheres. You watch it, repeat at least minimum 1 or twice, then you will understand the concept involved in it. Nothing to by heart. Once again I am telling you, it's just a matter of understanding the concept with a little bit of imagination. So I have drawn a triangle here joining the centers of the first layer of 3 spheres and the second layer of, second layer another 3 spheres. So triangle is being drawn. Now next what I am going to do here is I am going to join the points. So if you look at it here, just to see how I am going to do, this top one is shared with these two, giving rise to octahedron. Similarly, this point is shared with the lower one. And this corner to corner they are joined. So this is how octahedron structure is being formed here. So when the centers of the 6 spheres are joined, the octahedron is formed here. So void Y is only partially filled. Please remember, void X is completely filled, the red color space. green void Y stands for the green color space. There is still a certain part of it without being covered. That's called as a octahedral void. Now one more term here. Calculating the number of voids. Now how to calculate the number of voids? Rules are given to you. Number of voids depends on the number of closed packed spheres. Therefore, if the number of closed packed structure spheres is equals to n, then number of O stands for octahedral. Octahedral void is equals to n. And if octahedral void is equals to 1, what will be the tetrahedral void is equals to 2n. So if the calculation is asked on calculating the number of voids available, so octahedral void, if the number of spheres are n, octahedral void will be n. Tetrahedral void will be 2 into n. So whatever number is there, you multiply it to, that will be the answer. So this is the knowledge about the second layer, how the tetrahedral void is being formed and how the octahedral void is being formed. Now we are moving on to the third and a very important and interesting category, formation of a third layer. So we have given it in the beginning itself. First layer creates two types of spaces. You have seen it, how does the two types of void is created. Second one decides if it's a tetrahedral or a octahedral. You understand from this category how do we analyze or decide what type of void is being created. And the third one confirms whether it's a hexagonal close packing of atoms or a cubic close packing of atoms. So this is also an interesting one. Let's see. So formation of a third layer, I have given it as usual in the form of a distinguished for you. Hexagonal close packing and a cubic close packing. Hexagonal close packing is short form HCP. Cubic close packing short form, CCP. So here again, third layer is placed directly over the first layer. So far knowledge of two layers are over. First layer, then the second layer. If the third layer is arranged exactly over the first layer, it's called as a ABA arrangement. You understand the ABA arrangement? A row, A layer and B layer. The layers are same here. So the first and the third layer are same. And similarly, second and the fourth layer will be same here. So it's called as a ABA arrangement. In another form, we call them as a hexagonal close packing. Now, tetrahedral void of the second layer is covered by the third layer. You understand what's the meaning of tetrahedral void here. So I'm reading once again. Third layer is placed directly over the first layer. Point is clear. What type of arrangement? ABA arrangement. Their short form is called as a hexagonal close packing. What is being covered here? Tetrahedral void of the second layer is covered by the third layer. Let's see. I have drawn. Now as usual, how many number of neighbors are 6 here. So this is the atom of my interest. It is surrounded by 6 neighbors in the same layer. This is what I have written. Coordination number is equals to 12. 6 spheres are in the same layer. 3 spheres in the upper layer and 3 spheres in the lower layer. So now let's see the point of interest here. How does the tetrahedral void of the second layer is covered by the third layer? So I am taking, now if you see here, I can see a void here. So in between these two, I need to cover up the void present. So okay, let me darken it here. I can see a void here. So there is a void. Void stands for the empty space. The class is little longer one, but be patient to go through it. So void. So the purpose of the second layer is to cover up the void. The tetrahedral void, when we say what's the meaning of tetrahedral void, we have seen it covers up the void available in the, made possible in the first layer. So we are going to cover up here. So I'm using it with the orange coloring. So this void is being completed. So now come back to this one. So completed and come back to this one. So this stands for your first layer, A layer. and this stands for the B layer. So for A layer stands for the first one, the B layer stands for the second one. What have we written? Tetrahedral void of the second layer. Where is the tetrahedral void? This is the tetrahedral void. Tetrahedral void of the second layer is covered by the third layer. Now what's the type of arrangement? It is ABA arrangement. So A arrangement is over, B arrangement is over. So further when you say again, what should be repeated? A structure should be repeated. So what have I to do? Further I draw it with the, because A structure I have depicted with the black ink here. So I'm just shading this part here. So what happens? The space that was void that was made by the second layer is being covered up here. So this stands for the A category. So the arrangement is made up of A, B, A category here. So that's the meaning of tetrahedral void of the second layer is covered by the third layer over. When we move on to the cubic close packing, what's the expandment short form? CCP, cubic close packing. Here, third layer is placed directly over the first layer. Here just see, third layer is placed over the second layer. Done. Now, the next one, in such a way, it fits into the octahedral void of the second layer. If you look at it here, there is an octahedral void here. There is an octahedral void, and octahedral void. These are left empty here. Now this space is occupied by the cubic close packing. So that's what we have written. Third layer is placed over the second layer in such a way it fits into the octahedral void of the second layer. What type of arrangement here? A, B, C, A category, meaning 3 layers. Here you have only 2 layers, A, B, and A, B will be keep on repeating. In this case, you have a 3 layers, A, B, C, then only A comes into. Then the short form it will be cubic close packing. Coordination number here is also 12. 6 spheres will be in the same layer and 3 in the upper layer, 3 in the lower layer. Let's see about it here. So I have taken the point here. As we have shown here, let's draw the first layer. There is an empty space. Okay, let me draw it with the black ink only. Void is tetrahedral void is being created. Okay. Now these voids are covered by the second layer. So I'm drawing it with the orange coloring. So second layer stands for the orange coloring here. So I'm covering up here. So in between these two, the space is being occupied here. In between these two, this void is covered by the sphere. This particular void is going to be covered by one more sphere. Just watch me carefully. So this is my first layer, A layer, and this is my B layer. If you see here, the spaces are still left empty here. So here you've got, this is completed, here it's not completed. This is completed, here it's not completed. This one is completed, here the space is not completed. So we repeat now, here we had the different direction of the triangle. Here we will repeat it in a different order. So the space is being covered up here. I used the black color, so the space is being covered up. The space is being covered up. So this stands for the C arrangement. So order, A layer, second layer stands for a B, and a third layer stands for the C. So all the 3 layers are being repeated. Still certain part of the octahedral void. What does the octahedral void talks about? The first layer, second layer, there is a little space available in the middle which is not covered by the any layer. That will be covered up by the fourth layer. What's the arrangement we have taken? A, B, C. So A layer is over, B layer is over, and C layer is over. Finally, when we come back to the A layer, that alone covers up the available spaces. So in such a way it fits into the octahedral void of the second layer. So the last one, we come back to the A layer. So if we shade it here, so this is how the structure is being made up of. So formation of a third layer decides whether a hexagonal packing or a cubic close packing. Now this type of packing is found in a face-centered cubic cell, that is a FCC unit cell. So watch the video, be patient in watching it. Once or twice when you watch, you will understand the concept involved in it. Thank you.